Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 1. Anxiety.
Hello, my name is Dr. Giles Podan, and I'm an alternative doctor, Giles Podan, working here in the city that I can only describe as London. During this podcast, I'll be helping you overcome your problems with anxiety. Anxiety is caused by many stresses, and a lot of these can be the result of traumatic incidents from our pasts. Anxiety can be caused by unconscious memories, irrational beliefs, or disturbing thoughts. For instance, a disturbing thought would be to imagine climbing into a bath, only to realise that it's full of spiders, or being afraid of somebody's father walking in carrying a box of strawberries and then realising that the father doesn't have a face, or being trapped in a lift shaft. All of these thoughts lead to anxiety. I'd like you to get comfortable now, whether you're sitting on a chair, lying down on a mattress, or driving your car. Just feel the connection between your body and the object you're in connection with. If you don't feel any connection between your body and an object, just make sure that you're not tumbling through the air. If you feel in any way restricted, don't feel afraid to loosen your clothes, even going so far as taking off your underpants if that feels right. And if you do, there's no need to feel vulnerable, and I'll take off my underpants as well. And just breathe deeply, either through your mouth or by using your nose holes. I'd like you now to just close your eyes and take a deep breath. But don't hold the breath too long, otherwise you'll pass out. And as you breathe, I want you to feel all of your body starting to relax. All the way from your head to your neck, down your arms, down your tummy, and down toward your lower tummy, and finally arriving at your genitals. I just want you to let your genitals completely relax. That's it. Well done. And if at any point you feel your genitals become tense, just place your palms over the area and give it a hard tap. Now I'd like you to picture a place where you can feel calm. Perhaps this is a place in the clouds. If it is a place in the clouds, do watch out for any aeroplanes. If you're struggling to think of a place, imagine yourself sitting beside an old mill. The sun is shining, and there's a stream of water trickling down the side of the mill, and as you look up you can see the creaking blades of the windmill slowly turning in the wind. And now I'd like you to imagine a door on the side of the mill. It slowly opens, and a man steps out with his back to you. He's dressed in a sack, and as you focus on this man, I want you to just let go of any anxiety you feel. And as you watch the man slowly turn around, you feel completely at ease with whatever he's about to do. This podcast is sponsored by Graben Scissors, the perfect scissors for your cutting needs. And as you take a deep breath in, imagine the man is now floating toward you, his feet barely touching the ground, his mouth wide open, and his arms outstretched. And now take a deep gulp and open your eyes, and on the count of 3, you're going to close your eyes again and see what's there. 2, 3. The man is now very close to your face and he's looking at you. Please make sure your genitals are still relaxed. And now I'd like you to imagine going over to the water and quickly getting into a boat that's tethered to the mill with an old brown rope. And as the man runs towards you, you cut through the rope and rapidly sail off down the stream. It's important to check in with yourself now. How are you feeling? If you're feeling tired, that's to be expected. If you don't feel tired, That's also to be expected. If you feel any remnants of anxiety, just imagine they're like hard lumps all over your back, and just by leaning against your seat or bed, the lumps will burst. And in a moment, you'll hear a high-pitched sound, the purpose of which is to scramble your brains. Just relax and let whatever thoughts come and go. You might start to think that you're in a car that's gone over a bridge into a lake and is starting to fill with water. Or you might start to think of falling through some floorboards and into a nest of bees. But those thoughts aren't helpful, so let them go and just concentrate on my voice. Voice. Just concentrate on my 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 voice. And take a deep breath in, sigh it out, and open your eyeballs. And if you've removed your underpants, maybe now is the time to put them on again, and you should be feeling much better with a free mind, free from anxiety, and with very relaxed genitals. And if you enjoyed this podcast, please listen out for more upcoming episodes, including confidence with dogs, stress relaxation at sea, and casting spells. I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye. No, I finished. No, I'm done. No, I don't want to do any more today.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 2. Weight Control.
Hello. My name's still Dr. Giles Podan, and you're about to relax with me. You may recognize me from my book, Mind Mend, in which I mend people's minds. You may recognize me from a German film, or you may even recognize me from the park, walking around with my four-legged friend. This podcast is focused on weight control. Either you're eating too much, eating too little, or you're helping yourself to your friend's biscuits when they're in a different room. Either way, you're out of control, and there's a good chance that you can't look in a mirror without wishing there was somebody else looking back at you. The answer to controlling your weight isn't throwing everything out of your cupboards or gluing your lips together. It's about taking control of your mind. You can think of your mind as a large vehicle, like a big van or even a truck. But instead of you being in the driver's seat, it's been hijacked by an old grey man who sat behind the wheel, cackling as he drives off without you. And that's not ideal. Now I'd like you to sit down wherever you are and just close as many of your eyes as you can. And we're just going to breathe together. Breathe in. And the opposite of in. Breathe in. Opposite of in. And one more time, breathe in. And one more time, opposite of in. And you should now be feeling very relaxed. And I want you now to picture a party of all things. People are standing around looking at each other and asking each other what they all do. And if you like, you can even imagine a waiter zooming around carrying trays. And in the middle of the party is a large wibbly-wobbly jelly. And as is typical of you, you waddle over and start helping yourself. But the moment you pick up the wibbly-wobbly jelly, a hatch opens and 2 Doberman dogs run out and start chasing you. You turn and run as fast as you can, through the party and down the corridor, still holding the wibbly-wobbly jelly. And as the Doberman dogs get nearer, Your heartbeat speeds up, and now another hatch opens and even more Doberman dogs start chasing you, and you're not sure if you're going to be able to escape.
Do you want to drink Dr. Giles Podan's urine? This powerful blend of special minerals has been scientifically proven by Dr. Giles Podan to have a significant impact on the body, quenching thirst, provoking thoughts, and leaving you wide awake.
You can also use it as a vinegar.
For just £12,
No, it's gone up, it's £15.
you too can enjoy the benefits. Dr. Giles Podan's urine, available in hot or cold.
There's also a sparkling version. The Doberman dogs are snapping at your heels and are about to attack you. Thankfully, you finally drop the wibbly-wobbly jelly, and the Doberman dogs slip over in it, allowing you to reach a door at the end of the corridor and scurry away. You now find yourself in a car park, and a vehicle pulls up. This is the vehicle of your mind. The van that's been hijacked by the old grey man. He steps out of the vehicle and starts making fun of you. But the Doberman dogs burst through the door and start chasing after the old man instead. You quickly scramble into the vehicle, lock the doors, and drive off to safety. Well done. You're now back in control of your mind, and the next time you think about food, you'll be gripped by a mild panic and will think twice. Now take a deep breath in, out, open your eyes, and you feel fine. And I hope you'll come and relax with me again. Goodbye. No, it's not okay. I knocked over those pots and pans. Now I've got to go and have dinner with my wife. We had an argument this morning. I'm really not in the mood. Where are you? Have you got any idea? Do you even know where you're trying to go? If you're feeling lost in life, there's only one person who can show you the way. Me.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 3, Feeling Lost.
Hello. My name is Dr. Giles Harriet Podan, and I'm a natural healer, an unnatural healer, an energy vibrator, a chakra locator, a herbal innovator, and a massage stimulator. I've even treated a large alligator. In this podcast, we're going to address the feeling of being lost in life. This is often an insecurity about the future, or you may have trouble making decisions, such as what shoes to wear, or what filling to put in your lunchtime pie. Of course, there is a chance that if you're feeling lost, then you are literally lost, maybe in a jungle or somewhere like Japan. If that's the case, I recommend that you stop listening to this podcast and ask somebody for directions so that you can return home. This podcast is sponsored by Doglet's Temporary Cheese. Why do you feel lost? You feel lost because part of you has become so overwhelmed it's become lost within the maze of your subconscious. But there's no need to worry, because we're going to find that lost part of you and lovingly bring it home. So let's relax now wherever you may be. Personally, I recommend getting in the bathtub and ideally filling it with water, and just allow the bubbles to bump around your body, touching everywhere from the hairs on your feet to the hairs on your chin, and even around where the sun don't shine. And while relaxing, different thoughts may start intruding upon your mind. How am I going to get to Chester?
What am I going to have for my pudding?
Can cats paint? These thoughts can be distracting. What's the biggest cub?
Where's that wind coming from?
A bit like a flock of eyeless birds flapping around on the ground. I can't put cream on that.
I'll never be able to afford that at all.
But I want you to acknowledge these thoughts and just let them go. Where did I put Graham's bag? As if you're scooping up the eyeless birds and one by one dropping them out of the window. And we're going to take a trip together now, deep into your subconscious. So here we are deep in your subconscious, and we're going to walk now towards the maze of your mind. And standing outside the entrance of the maze is a woman. This is the lady of the maze, the guardian to your subconscious. And in order to be allowed into the maze, I'm just going to kiss the lady on both of her cheeks. And in return, the lady of the maze kisses me on both of my cheeks, and you on both of your cheeks. And you can even kiss me now on both of my cheeks, if that feels right. It's easy to get lost in the maze of your subconscious, but we're going to take a right now, and then a left. I think it's left. Yes. And as we turn the corner, we're just going to walk straight on, and then right. And we're just going to keep walking around the maze until we can find out where you've gone. There's a call for you, Doctor. Who is it? We'll put them on hold. I'm in the middle of a trance. I don't even know what temporary cheese is. I know I certainly wouldn't eat it. Let's take another left and another right, and yes, we've made it into the centre of the maze, and there we find the lost part of you, and for some reason you're covering your face with your hands. And together we're going to lead this part of you out of the maze, so it won't be lost anymore. And as we leave your subconscious, we'll kiss the lady of the maze goodbye on both her cheeks, and I'm going to count you back into the room now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just open your eyes, and you should now have a much better feeling of where you want to go in life. You may even feel that you want to go somewhere right now, or you might want to instantly run to the toilet. Either way, you're no longer feeling lost, and I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye. Hello, Dr. Giles Podan speaking. No, I couldn't talk to you, I was working. I said I was working. Right, you listen. This podcast is no longer sponsored by Doglet's Temporary Cheese.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 4. Don't be shy.
Hello. My name is Dr. Giles Podan, and I'm a practitioner of Podan Alternative Therapy, having trained at the Podan Academy under the guidance of Dr. G. Podan. I have over 10 years' experience and under 11 years' experience, and I'm qualified in breathwork, touching with hands, and holistic listening. I also have a certificate allowing me to handle poisonous toads. In this podcast, we're going to address the issue of shyness. This is a difficult condition to treat, because by its very nature, you may feel too shy to even listen. In fact, you may be so shy that you can't even say boo to a goose. You may not even be able to say anything to a goose, or you may not even be able to find a goose to say boo to. There can be many reasons for your shyness. You may have always felt like an oddball. You may have been embarrassed by a colleague, or perhaps you were a stupid child. Whatever the reason, you normally feel most shy when in the presence of others. Your cheeks might go red, or your teeth become hot. Perhaps your tongue gets wet, or your hair starts to shake. These are symptoms of a deeper problem inside you. So I'd like you now to just open up to me and let me have a good old look. I'd like you to just close your peepers now, as we listen to some binaural sounds. And just let these pulse waves penetrate you. Deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. Deeper and deeper. Are these definitely safe? These pulse waves, they definitely safe. I heard a rumour that they make some people instantly shit themselves.
Do you want to wear some gloves? Dr. Giles Podan's protective gloves are now on sale. These hollow rubber hands offer protection from liquid mess, hard mess, slimes and splashes.
Don't get them wet.
And are available in sizes big, semi-small or captain's size.
They're available in grey or dark grey.
Dr. Giles Podan's protective gloves.
Don't let them catch fire.
Now you can pick up whatever you want.
Don't use them to pick up glass. And I'd like you now to imagine yourself on a boat. It's actually my boat, and it's a very nice one. And you can see me on the deck of the boat, changing into my swimming costume. And if you want, you can change into your swimming costume as well. Insert subliminal message here. And now we're arriving at a magical island. The skies have pink clouds, and there's an octopus on the beach waving at us. And as we walk together along the beach, we see a group of people coming out of a forest to greet us. These are the Trigons, and they're the most beautiful and happiest people you've ever seen in your life. They play and laugh with each other, and one of them is even flying around on an enormous butterfly. And the Trigons are so confident, a lot of them aren't wearing any clothes, except for some colourful homemade hats. The Trigons smile as they greet you, and as you talk to them they listen to your every word, laughing at your jokes and making you feel loved. One of the trigons is even flirting with you, nodding and winking and jumping around in the air. And as the hours go by, the more confident you feel being in the trigon's company. They let you fly around on the enormous butterfly, they make us a pudding, and they even allow us to try on their homemade hats. But now it's time to journey back on my lovely boat, and so we wave the trigons goodbye as we sail away from their island. Goodbye, trigons. And I'd like you now to imagine yourself walking down a high street, and just observe the people around you. And while in the past you may have felt shy in front of these people, looking at them now you realise that there's no reason to feel shy at all. Because compared to the trigons, these people are absolute idiots. They're selfish and stupid, and they certainly don't have an enormous butterfly. And so from now on you won't feel embarrassed or shy wherever you are, because you'll remember how popular you are with the trigons. Now take a deep breath, open your eyes, and give everything a good stretch. And I hope we can relax together again soon. Goodbye. Right, I want all these gloves taken out of here. There's piles and piles of gloves in here. Take them all out.
What should we do?
I don't care. Burn them. Burn them all. Hold the door.
Bandages.
Just in here. Right, I'm just going to put you in the corner, Grandfather, okay?
Right.
I'll be 10 minutes, okay? Just sit quietly.
Cabbages.
Now, you've already had 3 cabbages today. You can have one when we're finished. Now, don't squeak your toy, Grandfather. I need you to be quiet. Now, don't squeak your toy, Grandfather. I need you to be quiet.
Cabbages.
Right, what are we doing? Phobias. Fine.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 5, Phobias.
Spiders, heights, loud noises, mirrors, aeroplanes, ice cubes, wet towels, public nudity, doctors' needles, bumblebees. I'm Dr. Giles Podan, and I don't have any phobias, apart from a fear of cheese mites and a fear of the police. But phobias can be very debilitating. You may have a common phobia, such as a fear of frogs, or of waking up trapped inside a coffin with the air running out. You may have a more irrational phobia, like a fear of a man made out of sponge, or thinking that one day your head will be covered in teeth. You can think of your mind as a garden, and phobias are the weeds that have grown out of control. In this podcast, we're going to pull those weeds out of the soil and put them on the compost heap. So I'd like you now to just slowly pull your eyelids over your eyeballs until you can't see anything except a sort of bloody black. And with your eyeballs still closed, I'd like you to imagine yourself in an aeroplane. You're sat in one of the economy seats, and I'm sat beside you, looking out of the window and drinking some complimentary lemonade. And on the other side of you is a dentist, and suddenly the dentist leans over and starts performing surgery on your teeth. And as he drills, you see a child in the next aisle, dragging her fingernails down the blackboard. And then you hear me crunching the ice in my complimentary lemonade. And that's when the plane hits some turbulence. And as the plane shakes, several spiders fall out of the overhead lockers and fall onto our heads. And suddenly all the air gets sucked out of the plane and it feels like we can't breathe. Hello?
Giles, where are we taking Grandfather?
Well, he's at work with me.
You promised me you'd take him to the park.
He's perfectly happy.
Oh, for God's sake, I asked you to take him outside.
Well, if you're so upset, why don't you take him outside? He's your grandfather.
Oh, yeah, thanks. Oh, that's really kind of you, Giles.
Look, I can't talk right now. I'm covered in spiders and I can't breathe. What are we having for dinner?
You can get your own dinner.
And as the plane shakes violently, it catches fire, and also starts to fill with water, and it feels like you're going to drown. And there's some slugs in here now, and quite a few wet towels. And now all your clothes have come off, and everybody's having a good look. And whatever phobia you may have, whether it's claustrophobia or a fear of a sort of hippo man, that happens as well. It's an absolute nightmare. But then I calmly lean over and whisper in your ear, everything's okay. And we quickly get out of our seats, swim to the exit and jump out of the plane. and as we plummet together, the ground racing towards us, I whisper in your ear again. It's okay. And we safely land on the ground and watch as the plane crashes in the distance. And in that explosion are all your phobias. They've all blown up. And as you watch the smoke, still fully nude, you feel a sense of calm, knowing that if you're faced with your phobia again, you'll hear my voice saying, "It's okay." And I'd like you now to imagine being bathed in a big shaft of love as you open your eyes in 3, 5, 1. And I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye. Right, Grandfather, let's get you home. Come on.
Cabbages.
You can have a cabbage, but you have to tell Dorothy you went to the park, yes?
Bark.
Perfect.
Introducing Dr. Giles Podan's Penile Club. This fortnightly meeting for men tackles all tackle-related issues in a safe, windowless room.
Right, put yours on his and let's see what happens.
Whether you're suffering from penis panic, ball collapse, bad dangle, or are simply experiencing an overly floppy shaft, Dr. Giles Podan will have a good look, and he always uses warm gloves.
Now, as you can see, I've got no problem with mine whatsoever.
Join now for your free assessment and free badge. Dr. Giles Podan's Penile Club. Just leave your trousers by the door.
Right, everybody get out and somebody open a window.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 6. Enormous Orgasms.
Can somebody please explain what's happened in there? The toilet is absolutely full of tangerines. Hello. I'm Dr. Giles Podan. I'm 6'1". I have lovely long grey hair, and my hobbies include collecting barrels and hopscotch. As an alternative doctor, I often get asked if I've treated any celebrities, and while I have, client confidentiality is very important to me, and I refuse to name names. However, I can reveal that I once treated a patient in a famous pop group, the name of which rhymed with Take Hat, and the name of the man in question rhymed with Bobby Billiams. Other than that, I refuse to give any more details. Safe to say, I cured his bad habit of repeatedly climbing trees. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about orgasms. Orgasms can be very complicated, and some people don't even believe they exist, a bit like ghosts. But I'd like to reassure you that ghosts do exist, and so do orgasms. You can think of orgasms as the ultimate erotic release, although I prefer to think of them as juicy explosions, and while they are usually the result of sexual stimulation, orgasms can take you by surprise, perhaps while enjoying a meal, or while climbing around on some monkey bars. Perhaps you've never had an orgasm, perhaps you find them a bit annoying, or perhaps you'd like to experience an orgasm so strong that your shoes fly off. We're going to journey down that path, so I should warn you at this point that if you don't like orgasms, please turn off immediately. Neither should you be listening to this while driving, sailing, operating a crane, changing the water in your fish tank, kneeling down, or while serving customers. So I'd like you now to just make yourself comfortable. I'd also recommend closing all the curtains, or blinds if you have blinds, closing any cupboards, taking off any masks or balaclavas, and putting your pets outside. And with your eyes closed, I'd like you to imagine slowly climbing into a large pipe. It's a slippery pipe, and you quickly find yourself sliding down into it, hurtling downwards, faster and faster, with your body feeling warm and wet. And as you flop out of the tunnel, you find yourself in a small pink cave. You reach out and touch the walls with your fingertips, and the walls feel soft and warm, and you can feel your heart beating like a sort of meat drum. And as you relax in this pink cave, I want you to let the following sounds wash over you, like a nice hot gravy. Slippy holes, hairy areas, hot pots, rubbery lips, knickers, German sausages, unknown schlongs, round bumps, squashy bits, bendy hot dogs, big fat balls, triangles, tight entrances, Chris Tarrant, ding-dongs, very long tongue, hot smells, pinch, private parts, stalks, girth, wide open, sloppy, flip-flop, 3 nude men, creamy pudding, strange bananas, tickle your fancy, squeaky rubbing, Dorothy's armpits, handstand jellies, baked potatoes, hobble, stink, drippy tissues, messy mouth, undercarriage, warm towels, buckets, out of control hose pipe, clench, And in a moment you're going to hear a moan. And as you hear the moan, the pink cave suddenly fills with water. And as the water flows around you, I want you to take a deep breath in. And then breathe out. And just relax. And now, the next time you experience stimulation, you will subconsciously be triggered to have an absolutely enormous orgasm. And I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye. What? They're not tangerines? What do you mean not tangerines?
They're satsumas.
I don't care if they're satsumas or tangerines. They shouldn't be in the toilet. And take them all out and put them back in the fruit bowl. This podcast is sponsored by Kranken's Whisper Tongue, the artificial tongue that turns everything you say into a whisper.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 7, Deep Dreams.
Hello. My name is Dr. Giles Podan, and I'm a fully qualified medical practitioner. If you don't believe me, just ask my wife. She's right here. Am I a fully qualified medical practitioner? Yes. Thank you. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about dreams. A lot of scientists claim they don't know the real reason why we dream, but that just makes me think they're not very good scientists. I know why we dream, and I know why you dream, and I know why I dream, and to be honest, I even know why scientists dream. You can think of dreams as clues from another world, clues about how you are living your life, or what you're doing right or wrong, and even clues about people you know and what they're getting up to. For instance, if you dream that Richard at work has stolen something from you, then that's a clue. Richard at work probably has stolen something from you, so you should confront him about it and ask him to give your property back. Many people think dreams are more symbolic. For instance, if they dream about a tortoise, they presume that it's a sign they need to slow down, but that's wrong. If you dream about a tortoise, it usually means that there's one nearby, so check under your chair or outside your front door. 9 times out of 10, you'll find a tortoise there. It's easy to quickly forget your dreams when you awake, which is why I recommend you sleep next to a very large glass of water. A lot of people don't realise this, but when you sleep next to a very large glass of water, your dreams get recorded in the water molecules, and if you hold the glass up to the light in the morning, you can watch your dreams again up to 5 times, and if you drink the water at this point, you'll store the dreams forever. We're now going to try a technique that will not only help you remember your dreams, but make you dream much more vividly. I want you now to close eyes 1 and 2, and imagine a giant clock in front of you. The clock face is actually your face, and the clock hands are in fact your hands, and they've been nailed onto your nose, and as the hands tick around, you start to feel sleepier and sleepier, and sleepier and sleepier, and sleepier and sleepier. And now I'd like you to imagine a large wooden door. This is the door to your imagination, and we're going to open it so that you can experience deep dreams. And in order to open it nice and wide, I'd like you to picture the following images. A woman realizing there's a pair of eyes on top of her pair of eyes, a hippo trying to climb through your bedroom window, 10 sailors hovering in the air, a tree of fingers, going on a date with a caterpillar, a man whose legs are a bicycle, 2 bees helping an ant move house, a key made out of meat, waking up and instantly being chased by a hobby horse, a beard having a swim, 3 colourful pies, brushing your lovely wings, the tallest cat in the world driving to work in an egg, my friend Stephen Bigglesworth, dog handstands, a man made out of teeth, a shop for pigs. And the door of your imagination opens nice and wide, and you're bathed in a shaft of love. And there's a liquid trickling out from the door. I'm not entirely sure what that is, but it looks a bit like milk. And when you hear this noise, you're going to open your eyes. And open your eyes. So from now on, you're going to experience much deeper dreams. The only downside to this is that you may occasionally experience much more intense nightmares. And I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 8. Soothe Stress.
Hello. My name's Dr. Giles Podan. From Monday to Friday, I run a health clinic. On Saturdays, I stroll around the woods. And on Sundays, I look after a friend's piglet. In this podcast, I'm going to help you soothe stress. Stress can be caused by many things, apparently. You may have a high-pressure job, like a pilot or a newsagent. Or perhaps your home life is stressful. You live with an auntie who's always telling you off. Perhaps you live in a tree. Or perhaps you own a dog that won't stop licking its toes. All of these factors can raise your stress hormones and have a bad effect on your body. Everything from sleeping badly to coming out in pimples. And even having a heart attack. Wait, I haven't finished.
Your wife's on the phone?
Well, I don't want to speak to my wife. The solution to stress is simple. Play. And in a moment, you're going to play with me. So I'd like you now to just close your favourite eyes and relax. And I'd like you to picture yourself standing beside me in front of a lovely lake. The water is shimmering like a sort of big wet dish, and the sun is shining overhead with its yellow sunbeams, and you and I are going to wade out into this lovely lake and have a frolic, letting go of all our stresses together. But first of all, we need to take off our clothes, so I'll go first. I'm going to start by taking off my shirt. Now I'm going to unbuckle my large trousers. Now I'm taking off my red shoes. And finally I'm going to take off my gloves. And while you remove your clothes now, I'll just stand next to you and keep watch. And we're going to walk down the beach hand in hand, making sure that we don't tread on any pebbles, or on one of the large crabs that we can see. And we're going to swim out into the water. Oh, it's quite cold in here. And as we swim around in circles, we're just going to release all of our stress into the water. I'll release mine first. And now you release yours. And I've still got a bit of stress inside me, so I'm just going to release this last bit. Right, let's get out of this lake now. It's absolutely freezing. Actually, I think I can see a crocodile over there. So as we step out over the water, I'll dry you with one of my cloths. And with all of your stress now gone, you can just take a deep breath and open your eyes. And I look forward to relaxing with you again. Goodbye. Right, what did my wife say?
She said you didn't go home last night.
Yes, I did go home. She was asleep when I got in.
She wants you to call her.
I'm not calling her.
She was crying.
Oh, let her cry.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 9. Confidence with Dogs.
Hello. I'm Dr. Giles Podan. In this podcast, I'm going to show you, or tell you, how to have confidence with dogs. You can also apply the following procedure to other animals, and so you can have confidence with cats, confidence with horses, confidence with a fish, and a confidence with a snake and elephant.
Dr. Podan, you okay?
I'm absolutely fine.
I don't think you should be drinking.
I'm not drinking. I'm fine. I'm going to do confidence with dogs. So I'm going to presume that you're one of those people who are afraid of dogs. Or perhaps you own a dog, but it refuses to do what you tell it to do. and maybe it tells you what to do. Alternatively, maybe you are a dog, and you've got low self-esteem, and you're looking for a bit more confidence in yourself. However, if you are a dog, I should advise you that there's a very strong possibility that you won't understand a single word I'm saying, and I think your time would be better spent lying under a tree gnawing a bone. I should just say that during this podcast you may hear the sound of running water and perhaps some gurgling, but it's nothing to worry about. It's just the noise of an indoor fountain. And now I'd like you to close your eyes and we'll take some deep breaths together. So breathe in.
Do you want me to call your wife?
And breathe out. And then my wife has left me. Yes. She accused me of having an affair with an electrician. Yeah, she's gone. Can you get out? And now I'd like you to find yourself standing in a park. The birds are tweeting, and the frogs are ribbiting, and it contains everything you can normally find in a park. You can see a woman over there selling ice creams, and there's a sort of crazy man just walking around on his own. And now I'd like you to imagine a large dog in front of you. He can be any shape you like, as long as it's dog-shaped, and he looks quite nasty, baring his teeth and barking his mouth. Normally, in this situation, you might feel scared and you wouldn't have any confidence, but I'd like you to take a deep breath and repeat after me. Don't, dog. And we'll say it again after 3. 3. Stop, don't, dog. And as you keep saying don't, dog, you notice that the dog becomes calmer and friendlier, and the calmer he becomes, the calmer you become. He's wagging his tail. Now you're wagging your tail, and you feel a much better sense of confidence and control, because finally you've got confidence with dogs. I'm going to be sick. Wake up and wake up. Everything ends. Everything has to end. And one day, you'll end.
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan. Episode 10. Death.
Hello. My name's Dr. Giles Podan, and I'm having to stand up because I can't find a chair. In this podcast, we're going to be talking about something that most people don't like talking about. Death. People don't like talking about death because they don't want to accept it will happen to them. They can't believe that one day they won't exist anymore, that they won't be able to go for a swim or put on their favourite shoes, and that one day all of their possessions will either be given away, thrown in the bin, or handed over to a charity shop. Unfortunately, ignoring the subject of death might lead to some unforeseen consequences. You might start to think that you're invincible, and take risks that ironically will result in death. You'll take things for granted. You'll forget to call your friend Frank Barrelby, and you'll put off achieving your goals or cleaning the cat, because you think you've got all the time in the world. Well, you don't. You don't have all the time in the world. And rather than be afraid of death or avoid it, or just sitting around on a rug eating large biscuits, it's good to know that death is ahead of us in order to fully embrace what I refer to as death's sister, life. You only have one life. You only have one chance. So with time running out, now is the time to make the most of the time that's left. But people have a fear of the Grim Reaper, so I'm going to show you that the Grim Reaper is nothing to be afraid of when he finally arrives. And so close your eyes and relax. And we find ourselves surrounded in a blue mist. There's nothing here, not even any floorboards. It's like we're sort of hovering. And through the mist we can see him arrive now, the cloaked figure of the Grim Reaper. And rather than feel afraid, you actually feel very calm. In fact, you find the Grim Reaper quite funny. Look, he's waving. See? He's not so bad after all. And so now you've seen him. When the Grim Reaper arrives for real, you can be sure that you won't have any fear. That it's just a cycle of life, and you're but a twinkling star in the human universe. And now I'm going to just shake the Grim Reaper by his hand to say thank you for allowing us to visit him, and to take his time coming to see us for real. So, thank you, Grim Reaper.
Dr. Podan? Dr. Podan!
Relax with Dr. Giles Podan.
Goodbye.